There's times where I talked to an employee who was a former employee, and then out of the blue they were terminated. There was no notice. They were just asked to come into a room, and at that point they were being told they were being terminated. Under California law, employees are considered what's called at will, that you can be terminated for any reason as long as it's not an unlawful reason and there's no notice requirement. So while typically you as the employee could quit today and not show up tomorrow, an employer can do the same thing to you. They could terminate you today with the expectation that they never see you again. So to the amount of notice that's required, there is actually no notice requirement under California law. It's important to note that if they do terminate you, you're entitled to all your wages up to that point. And so if they terminate you, they should have a check ready to go with all your wages, including that day's wage. If they don't do that, you might be entitled to what's called Labor Code 203 penalties, which is a waiting time penalty. Also, it should be important to note that if you got terminated out of the blue, that you stop and think as to why you were terminated. If recently you had told them that you were going to go out on medical leave, or that you had complained about conduct that you were unlawful, that you believe was unlawful, or that you believe was unsafe, that if you feel that there was a reason for your termination that very well could violate California law, that you talk to an attorney. And don't be nervous if you feel like, well, it's just going to be my word against their word. In fact, I did tell them that I was going to go out on medical leave, or that I did complain, or they did think I went to a governmental agency, or I did do conduct that you believe was protected, or that you believe that they're terminating you for an unlawful reason. If you believe that you're terminated out of the blue, or that you're terminated with notice, and that you believe that it was for an unlawful reason, and you feel like it was just your word against their word, don't let that be an impediment for you to talk to an attorney. If I can answer any questions related to a recent termination, please feel free to give the firm a call.